Hello and welcome. This is Grant Hughes of Grant Hughes Investigates on YouTube. This channel evaluates all aspects of true crime. As you are aware, videos and live streams in this genre often discuss elements of crime that may be disturbing to some viewers. If necessary, take the precautions needed to avoid these feelings. Factual information related to cases is the key to fostering rational true crime discussions. Fortunately, you will find that here. Please hit the like button only once, share the video, and subscribe if you like my content. Thank you very much for watching. There's blue over there. There's blue. All right. What the hell's going on, everybody? I was going to say that, okay, so we know the manhunt for the wacko named Elias. He's our, and of course everybody covers it later like, oh my god, we're on time. Yeah, we covered it first right when the Amber Alert came out last night. Went over all the crappy stuff that the guy was into. And, you know, he impregnated a 15-year-old, had a child. I think that's the kid he was with. Just an awful person who was a police officer. He even got the courts and whatnot to blame the children in some circumstances. I mean, really ridiculous stuff. But anyways, it looks like he took his own life when he's being chased by police. And I'll show you that part here in a second. So he was like, remember I was telling you earlier how he was at this Hayden Island right here? And there's I-5, and I-5 takes you all the way down into Mexico. So I said he probably was heading down I-5, and that's exactly what he was doing. He made his way, he made it all the way to, let's see, well, it was Eugene, which is right here, just south of Eugene, I guess. So somewhere right in this area. So he didn't really make it that far. He made it halfway down through Oregon. And then the police spotted him, tracked him down, chased him, and then he shot himself before the police could get to him, but the child was unharmed, thankfully. So I guess we could say he did one good thing at the end. He didn't take the life of the kid. All right. And saved the taxpayers a hell of a lot of money. All right. So that's that. Hey, thanks, Desiree. Thank you for doing this for David. Yeah, we're about to get to that here in a minute. I'm just doing the updates on different things. And let's see. Oh yeah, and also the abduction in Hillsboro, Oregon. They made an arrest in that one. It just was one person arrested, so I don't know if there's another person. Well, yes, he's dead. Man, everybody's just so concerned over that. You know, everybody's like wondering, you know, is he... And then what was the other one? And then also in the Florida carjacking case, they finally arrested that other individual, but now they've connected it to this other drug operation. So, you know, maybe we'll go over the press conference of that on another day. All right. So there you go. Those are the updates on that. Oh, and also, we have awarded the scholarships to an individual named Andrew and another person named Leona. All right, so we'll do I'm not going to do their last names because you know how the trolls are. You know, they'll actually track down a kid and contact them and, you know, go, hey, you won a scholarship from me, and they'll say something negative. You know, they're just... So, yes, Andrew and Leona. There you go. They're the winners, and we'll read the... I might make a video. I don't know if you're out there, Plato, but it'd be cool if you did a recording of you reading Leona's, and then I'll read Andrew's, and we'll put them on a video and just their name. I don't know if... I mean, I guess we could put the picture of them, right? I mean, it's on social media. I guess we could put the picture and then their name. Maybe something like that. I don't know. But let me know. Let me know. It's pretty sweet, though. We gave two $3,000 scholarships out. So what we're going to do tonight is, just kind of go back over what we saw. I mean, I've talked to different individuals that are connected to... I think most of them call him David, so why don't we just call him David instead of Jonathan? I started calling him that anyways, randomly. It seems so much easier. Yeah. So Jonathan David Clark, he had this stalker, this creepy, like right out of a horror movie, individual. Oh, really? Let's see. Neo Tamori said, if 500 gets donated, you'll match it. Are you sure? I don't know. I've never seen you before, but that'd be great. That'd be great. So if you guys want to help to support the channel tonight, we're going to give a lot of money to the Identifinders International again at the end of the month. Got to get that one shored up. All right. And that also helps my channel out too. So that'd be great if you guys wanted to do that up there and match what was said. We don't know. I don't know behind the scenes who people are or anything like that, if they're telling you the truth, but that'd be great. So get started, freaks. Right. So anyways, I was speaking to the neighbor across the hall, not the hall, but across the, I don't know what you call that, a balcony or something that goes straight across. And we had the wrong building. It was the one, we had this one yesterday, but it was this one right here. And so if you go down to Street View here, and you look up here, David lived in this one right here. And apparently he must be home, they thought, because this is Street View from April 2023, just 4 months before the homicide. And he lived in this unit. And there are stories that were told by the neighbor up there that, like, a couple times somebody tried to climb up and was on this deck here. And then even on the roof they heard people walking around and stuff. I mean, that looks pretty easy to climb up that. You would just stand on this one or something. I don't know. It just seems like it wouldn't be too hard to get up onto that. I'm sure there's some distance between here and there, but thank you, Kathy Friedenmaker and Eugenie. Peter, One L Michelle. And apparently that was the vehicle of the neighbor there. All right, and so if you weren't following this last night, was anybody here that wasn't here last night? Yeah, but what I'm going to do is open up the phone line. It's just a regular phone. You won't have your face on the screen or anything like that. So if you're a family member out there or a friend or somebody that knows him and more information about what happened, it'd be good if you could call in. All right. So let's play this right now, though. Now let's just make it as big as it can in here using this. So that's pretty creepy, right? Like, look at this guy. It's got like a mask on. Looks like a kind of a strange mask, almost solid-ish. You can see like the other side, I think, probably has that same smoothness edge like that. But one thing I always thought was weird about this image here, or not always, because we just started watching yesterday, was how far his eyes are apart. Like this eye over here is way away from, like the bridge of the nose would be right in there, and then the eye is like way over there, and you know, just looks a little strange. Gotta be honest with you. I think that's something they could identify him with, because that's not normal right there. Thanks, Jill Downey. So apparently he puts like Vaseline and some sort of paper on the like the camera hole, the Ring doorbell, I guess. I'm just playing it again. I'll move it forward. Then there's this another time where he's walking up here. It must be, looks like it's either really early in the morning or just before it gets dark outside. And I was looking at these, I think the shoes are way too big. You know, you look at that, just that image right there shows you that. Like he's intentionally using shoes that they don't fit. See how big that is coming out the back? And they're kind of like clompy and now that one almost, like right there, it almost looks like it almost fell off, you know? It's crazy. Now this one, apparently he's sitting right here on the steps. What do you mean it still looks like one? When was it before? Somebody remove that Douglas guy. What a moron. Jesus. Well, I guess, you know, apparently this right here, this one, when he first got there, see the outfit he's got on? And the second one over here, not that one. Hold on, where's the second one? Yeah, right here. That's the same night, but like, I think they said like, I don't remember if it was like 40 minutes later or something. But he went and changed his outfit. Because see, look at this one here, has the buttons in the front. See that? Buttons, and looks almost like a chef. I don't even know what you want to call that thing there. I mean, it's kind of an odd outfit. That's a different one that he switched over to and came back to remove the piece of paper. But the people living in there, I think David, they removed the paper first before he came back. So he was like, oh, whoa, and he just kind of wiped it. But this one, I think it's a Champion shirt. You can see right there. And then you scroll through it. I don't know if he had that other one on underneath that. Don't know. And then right here. So he probably went quickly. He was like, oh my God, they've already opened the door and got that. Ooh, I got to get the hell out of here. So he walked away really fast. He didn't realize that on approach that he was visible. He was probably thinking there was something on it already. But, you know, it's interesting. I think it's interesting how he has that left hand really like he's ready for something there. Why is he holding it like that? Feels like there's a gun or something right in that spot. This one's almost the creepiest one. It's just strange. Like, what are you doing? See, that's just purely to create terror. That's the only reason that guy's doing that. Yeah. So, I mean, I'll just play this one. This is the order it was in. And I have heard the audio. It's out there in various places. But I heard it, and yeah, it's not really that, you know, it's not something pleasant to listen to or any by any stretch of the imagination. Or it's just kind of, you know, he's yelling something like, you know, I don't know if he's saying stalker or whatever, saying certain things. Even the guy, and he's shooting, and then you hear Ashley, the wife, you know, saying his name, and you know, saying Jonathan, and you know, trying to figure out where his phone is, etc. And then it just kind of goes, you know, and then there's a voice right at the end. I don't know whose that is, and then it just kind of goes away. And then it ends. There might be more to it. Like, I'm sure there's a longer version somewhere. But hey, did you guys hear what somebody up above said? If you guys get to 500 tonight, they'll match it. So you don't want to waste that opportunity. It already seems like you forgot about it. So we'll just play this, the order that I have it on this one. I'm not really a big fan of that AI version of his voice talking. Well, did you hear me earlier, Plato? Why don't you read and record you reading that letter? From your winner. Yeah. I mean, there's no way for us to go, it's 100% this guy, but I mean, doesn't it just seem logical that this guy that's been stalking them, there's no video that shows the person when the killing happened. But yeah, it was just below down here. I think it was like right here on the street. They pulled up, were taking their groceries out, and this person came out and, you know, from somewhere and shot him. Like, nobody seems to know where he just sort of appeared. I mean, when you pulled up, it seems like you would have maybe noticed something like that. I don't know, even remember. I can't find who offered the match up there.
Okay.
So this is where like law enforcement showed up multiple times for the reports, and they just kept saying, "Yeah, it's just probably some weirdo. You know, forget it. Don't worry about it." Just some
as
weird
things
guy.
progress, hopefully they don't get bad. Call it. Instead of like calling sister first type of thing or anything like that. Not easy to do.
They didn't have any.
A lot of people get that. Oh my God, he's here right now. And then it's, oh yeah, we should call the police. Call us first.
You all right, Pam? Is everything okay with you? You just typed in bye? Oh, jeez. See you later.
So, as things progress, hopefully they don't get bad. Call it. Instead of like calling sister first type of thing or anything like that. Not easy to do that, but a lot of people get that. Oh my God, he's here right now. And then it's, oh yeah, we should call the police. Call us first.
Mm-hmm. What do you mean mismatched shoes? Does he have mismatched shoes? I didn't see that. I think you're just. I mean, I'm not sure where you're coming up with mismatched shoes. Are you talking about right here, maybe? When he comes in, let's see. I don't know. They look the same to me. What do you mean? What is going on here? How about try watching for a few minutes? You ever thought of that? Yeah. So anyways, this is the case of Jonathan David Clark, who lived in this house or apartment or whatever you want to call it, right here, condo, or it's probably an apartment, right here in this one, and the camera that you're looking is filming across this direction towards that one, and this weird psycho keeps showing up over months and would even follow him around to different places even. And then one night in August, he came home from work with his wife unloading groceries, and a person came up and shot them. There's no really any video of it. There's audio though. So there you go. Wow, what? Did you understand that one that time, Andrea? What the hell is this? All right, so anyways, I'm gonna open up the lines now. This is where people can, if you're like a family member or somebody else out there that knows the situation and is maybe a friend or anything like that, just call in. There's the number right there. All right. Yeah, no need for you to just start blabbing, Andrea. Why don't you rewind it? That's what the rewind button's for, Andrea. Okay, great. And I don't need your talking back and that kind of thing either. You come in there, you disrupted the show, just wow. And I answered your question for you. Did the shooter hit the wife too, or just aiming for him? Yeah, just aiming for him. That's one of the things that's sort of interesting in the 911 call. It's sort of like, it just doesn't seem like there's any focus on her at all. Like he just came in and just started shooting and shooting and shooting him. It's pretty crazy. I mean, this might be a really short show depending on, if we get calls to call in. But I've told the family or some of the family members that if you want people to be interested, you have to get out there and call in the shows. You got to do the release videos if you have them. You got to release audio if you have that. You got to get people interested. The video up there is creepy, so it's enough where people you can see certain things. He's got his eyes are wide apart. One of them's a little wider, it looks like, than the other one. The right eye is kind of way out there. Looks like he's pretty skinny. Yeah. Well, I always thought, you immediately think, is it like, because they just got newly married, right? We talked about that yesterday. You know, so then you think like, okay, well, it doesn't look like it's a woman up there. So, you know, is it the ex of the wife? You know, you think stuff like that. Somebody that liked the wife. It doesn't have to be an ex. It could be somebody that was infatuated with the wife and didn't like the fact that somebody else now is married to her. Something like that. Well, the phone's not ringing, so. Let's see. It's on, yeah. Yeah, I'm not playing the audio. I'm not, I guess I don't know. Somebody doesn't want it played. Yep, we went all over that yesterday. Left rose petals sometimes. You know, put Vaseline on the camera, on the door, etc. Yeah, well, they knew that I was doing the stream today, so I'm a little bit miffed at why none of them are calling in. So we'd like to get more information. It's almost like this guy lives right downstairs. I think it's somebody lives in the town for sure. But we don't know exactly, you know, when you say right downstairs, I think the case would have been solved. Yeah. So this is the picture of both of them. That's him, and that's his wife right there. I think she's like 22 and he's 34. Put security cams on the outside of the building to see where. Yeah, well, we can always talk about should have and all that. We could spend all day. There should be 19 cameras facing at each of them. I don't know. I mean, of course. I wish there was cameras everywhere, just like they have in the UK. I like their system there. Beautiful people, this world has gone to crap. Well, the number was on the screen for quite a while there. Right there. There it is. Right there on the top of the screen. We'll move it, make it even bigger so people can see it. Thanks, Janelle Glover. Yeah, it seems like someone personally had it out for him. Yeah, it seems like he was definitely the target. I mean, he didn't. Oh, hold on. This is great.
Hi, Gray. This is Riker Salazar. I'm actually David Clark's brother-in-law.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I know.
Okay.
Kind of trying to get more information about the whole situation and everything.
But like you're married to one of his sisters?
Yes.
Okay.
So, basically, yeah, he's a newlywed. Married about a year ago. He does have a 13-year-old son from a previous girlfriend. Or no, never mind. Sorry, he's like 17 now. But yeah, from the videos, obviously they had a stalker of some sort. And then they came home from grocery shopping, and he was shot and killed in the street. Just found some things weird in terms of Seems like some family members may not be so cooperative in terms of, forthcoming with information, not wanting certain things shared. I heard you mention the audio earlier, and honestly, I don't see a reason not to put it out there. I mean, it shows how horrific it actually was. He definitely suffered. You could tell he was in pain from the audio. I mean, I've listened to it plenty of times. And
well, sorry for your
like
loss.
you mentioned, some. Oh, what was that?
Well, I just want to say sorry for you guys' loss too. I mean, it's just
a nightmare. Well, thank you. And I mean, like you mentioned, it is possible that maybe the more people that listen to it possibly can pick up something from the audio. I know it's a little muffled, can be kind of hard to tell exactly what the wife is saying and stuff like that. But, if she did say a name or didn't say a name, it'd be great if she actually said a name. I'm from there. I do know there's a movie theater down the road. One thing that's weird, I don't know, the cops have gotten like surveillance footage from the businesses that are down the road to see, if someone possibly fled the scene. Someone looks suspicious on camera after the shooting or not. Don't know exactly which way he cut.
Oh, hold on. I got like something's popping on the screen here. I don't know. Are you still there?
Yes.
Not sure why this is popping. I don't know who's calling in, but I gotta hang up on that one. It's like showing the numbers on the screen too. So I would just call back. Call back. Are you trying to join the call? Whoever called in, because maybe it's somebody that you knew. It's.
No, not that I know of.
Okay. Right.
But yeah, I can hang up and call back really quick.
No, I want you to stay on. There was just somebody else dialing.
Oh, okay. Oh, someone else was.
They were trying to dial in. It was weird. Yeah.
Okay, interesting. But yeah, from what I've heard from a private investigator in the area, apparently the Lompoc Police Department is kind of unreliable, sadly. So that's another thing to take into consideration. From what I've heard, is the Lompoc Police Department isn't the greatest at their job. So there is quite possible that they didn't do too in-depth of an investigation in terms of maybe going to businesses in the area for surveillance and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I do know at their previous apartment they had another stalker. There is a video on the Facebook page, the group, a new one that got posted today, of a dude with like dreads and stuff at the Ring camera at their old apartment. So you could probably go to the Facebook page and pull that up. It looks like a totally different person, but I do know you guys are saying that it's possible that this person's wearing a wig. So I mean, there's a possibility. One thing that I've always said to my wife since the start is it is also quite possible that the stalker isn't the shooter. I mean, it's not, it's unlikely that it's not him, but that's also another possibility.
But they didn't take anything after they shot him, right?
Yeah, no. Basically, from the audio, I think it sounded like 4 or 5 shots, and basically just seemed like the person ran away.
So it's this guy right here.
Didn't take anything.
So this is from their other apartment. They actually had another. I don't know if this guy is he a stalker, or is he just like some rando that was just on a camera wigging out or something underneath.
You're talking about the dude with dread?
Yeah, I have it on the screen. I saw this earlier. Doesn't look like the same guy.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly who he was, if he was another stalker. I mean, to be honest, Lompoc has a little bit of a meth head problem, so it is possible that it's just some random druggie.
That's what it looks like to me. Like a tweaker,
there.
Sort of.
I mean, I do know Lompoc has a decent crime problem. I got a buddy who was shot a couple years ago, so... stuff like that. Another thing that I've heard is that it's possible that David's wife hit the attacker with her purse at some point. I've heard a lot of different things in terms of, what exactly happened the night of the shooting.
Mm-hmm. Well, what do you know about? I mean, maybe you can explain some of those things. A lot, like we don't really know anything. We just have the surveillance.
So basically, obviously, it seemed like most likely the dude was waiting for them to come home. I mean, it would make sense if it was this stalker dude. He probably has a general idea of their routine, maybe noticed that they left and was kind of just lying and waiting in a dark corner or something, because it doesn't really look like there's too many places to hide, maybe a bush or something there. They parked on the road there, got out of their car, started trying to get their groceries out, and then the attacker came up behind them, shot him once, and then it kind of sounds like in the audio David maybe hit the car and then fell to the ground, and, you know, he's calling him, it sounds like, am I allowed to cuss?
Yeah, you can say it. Yeah.
Okay. Basically, sounds like he's calling him a fucker, and you know.
And stalker. It sounds
a couple
like
more shots, and then continues to call him that.
I thought he called him a stalker too, like you said, stalker.
Yeah. One thing. So okay, I forgot. You guys don't know anything. So he was shot in the face.
Yeah.
So it could be that I think it was probably in the jaw area. So it definitely probably messed up his speech a little bit. I believe he was shot in the face once or twice, and then when he fell to the ground, was shot in the chest area.
Yeah. I think we did hear that he got shot in the. I think it was like, in the face twice, and then in the chest, and then the back later, right? I mean, we know basic stuff like that, but like everything like leading up to it and information behind the scenes, we don't know anything about. But keep going.
So we do believe apparently someone was told that the police may have gotten a handprint off of the car from when the wife hit the attacker. Maybe it kind of like knocked him off balance and he had to catch himself on the car.
So she attacked him?
And that is what I've heard, is that so to be honest, this was very early on when, you know, the crime first happened, and then it kind of seems like the story's changed here and there, you know, since, you know, it's happened. It seems like the story might have changed a couple of times, which, I mean, it is a traumatic experience, may not remember things clearly, but at the same time, like I said, it seems like some people, specifically kind of on the wife's side of the family, may not be so forthcoming with information. I do know it was mentioned that possibly said name in the video, maybe a J name, Joseph, Joshua, Justin, and apparently the wife and her family have gotten quite upset when asked if they know anyone by those names, or one of those names.
What was weird to me when I listened to it is the lack of fear. Her like, it didn't seem like she was scared for her own safety. You know, it was almost like there's this guy just shooting somebody, and you're just standing there knowing you're not going to get shot or something. I guess that sort of.
I mean that it definitely seemed like that. It definitely didn't seem like the dude attacked her in any sense whatsoever. Didn't push her. Didn't shoot the gun at her, or didn't point the gun at her, because it's not like she ever said, don't shoot me or anything like that.
I mean, it happened pretty quick though, so maybe she didn't. I mean, I guess you could.
I mean, it did happen pretty quick, and then, like I said, she did say stuff. I've listened to it multiple times. To me, I thought she was just saying stop it, and then said what the fuck after that, which is kind of a decently reasonable response to a shooting. But, multiple people have listened to the audio and have come to different conclusions. Me personally, like, I know you said you have the audio. I would say just share it, but I know you've heard things from other people that certain people might not be so happy about it. But ultimately, I've said from the beginning, from once I found out about this audio, that putting it out there is going to add a shock factor and kind of get more people interested and more people involved. Because, being able to hear how truly, bad the crime was, is definitely a rallying point.
Yeah.
Sometimes people think getting shot is just a quick, painless death, but obviously the audio shows something different. I do know the police, told some family members that, he died quickly and wasn't in pain, but, that might just be a normal police thing to say.
Yeah, at the very end, what was there was some words said, something about murder, right at the end.
Yeah, so I think one of the neighbors came out and, asked what happened, and then I think maybe the wife was trying to explain what happened.
I mean, have you heard, is there a longer version of this that's out there?
Not that I know of. I've asked, because it would be great to hear more, but I do know Ring cameras are known for, like, cutting off at a certain point. I do know, I think there's certain settings on them to set, like, limits to how long it records before it turns off. And then it's also based off of, like, noise and movement sometimes. I do believe there is another video from, like, an inside view of one of the neighbors' apartments of, like, kind of the aftermath of, people just kind of walking by, seeing what was going on. You can hear the wife yelling, like, over here, or something along those lines.
Yeah.
And then that's when you hear the police drive up as well. You can hear the sirens and everything.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly how much longer after the shooting that took place, but it did seem like a possibly decently quick response time.
What do you know about
other...
Oh, yeah, go ahead. Say that.
What were you going to ask?
No, you say what you're going to say.
Sorry, I was going to say one other thing. Apparently, I know you mentioned one of the ex's names earlier, something along those lines, or someone did possibly believe that one of her exes, or a boy she's been in contact with, is a son of one of the police officers at the Lompoc Police Department, one of the detectives there, or something like that. So if that's a possibility, if he's a suspect, that could be something holding it up, especially with, things that I've heard about the Lompoc Police Department possibly, not being great at their job, but also maybe possible corruptness.
Yeah, well, you'd hope not.
Yeah, I would hope so too.
Well, what do you know about, like, anything in the, like, leading up to this? Haven't you heard all the, information about how long the stalker, this person been walking around, where they saw him, things like that?
Yeah, so I don't know how long the stalking had been going on. I think there was a couple of months or something like that. One thing that I was just talking to my wife about before I called, actually, was David's ex, the one he has a kid with. Apparently David had sent her a video or some pictures not too long before he got shot, basically saying, if something happens to me, this person or these people are the ones that did it. So even David suspected something, along with the stalker here on the camera, as well as maybe some other people he maybe thought.
So who did he tell that
possibly
to?
Coming after his life.
Who did he say that to?
His son and his ex. The son who's 16, and then his ex who he had the kid with.
How about the neighbor? Didn't he tell the neighbor that too? I heard that I thought the neighbor told him.
I do believe that he did mention it to the neighbor at one point, possibly.
So
like I said, Lompoc isn't necessarily the greatest city.
Right. But it seems like at that point he would have told his wife the same names, wouldn't you think? If you're
I would hope so. And then that's the other weird part. I don't know why he, wouldn't have told the wife unless he was suspicious. I don't know if you've been told. He did have a life insurance policy. I do think it was fairly new, but it's being held up because obviously it's an ongoing murder investigation. So, no one's able to get that money until the murder gets solved.
I did ask that question earlier, and that's what they said. The same thing. Those are just things you gotta look at,
Yeah, one thing I'm trying to get my wife possibly do is talk to the ex and see if we can get a hold of I'm still not clear if it was picture or video that he sent to her about saying, if something happens to me, it was these people, which I feel like would be great information, at least possible people to look into as suspects, see if any of them at least fit the body type of the stalker or anything like that.
Did she tell you that he sent that to her, or how did that?
So the ex didn't tell me directly. She told my wife pretty close, or pretty soon after he died at the memorial.
But you don't have
which was a couple
the
of
copy
months after.
like yet? I mean, it seems like that would be like, hey, send that over. Let's get that.
Yeah, we do not. So to be honest, I wasn't like super involved until pretty recently with the audio coming out and stuff like that. And yeah, just a lot of things have been seeming weird to me between the wife's behavior. Kind of just, it doesn't seem like because the last thing we heard from the Lompoc Police Department is they had warrants and that something should be coming soon, and then it's been months since they said that, so
yeah,
just things seem a little bit weird on that end. And like I said, I don't know what the Lompoc Police Department has done. I know there's businesses in the area, and if obviously in the news report it says someone was seen fleeing the scene, so I'm sure you'd be able to catch that person somewhere on camera.
You would think so.
Heading one way you have a Walmart, heading the other way you have a movie theater and other shopping centers and stuff like that.
I'm not sure if it was Desiree that maybe tried to call in earlier. I was just thinking, because she wanted the number 2. Or is that your...
I don't think so. So to be honest, Desiree's my wife.
Oh, that's okay. Well, yeah.
I doubt it was her trying to call in.
Okay, all right.
So,
yeah, I was just wondering. All right. Man, that's just absolutely crazy. I mean, there's got to be... They probably didn't canvass the area too well, or maybe they did. You just don't know about it. But I mean, 8 months. That seems like it's been quite a long ways away. Just seems like they're not doing much. I mean, did they ever talk to any of you guys and fill you in on what's going on?
No, not at all. I don't know. I do think a family member was getting a private investigator, and like I said, it was a private investigator that said that the Lompoc Police Department's really unreliable. So I do think some families trying to go that route instead to see if that'll maybe move things along faster.
Are you able to get a police report? Anything like that from the originally? Police report, or just kind of like the initial... I mean, it seems like a family member might be able to get a police report from there.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's gotten a police report. Yes, the lead detective has changed a couple of times since the start of the investigation. It is definitely something we can look into about obtaining a police report. I do think that would be a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, I think that would help you guys out quite a bit. Maybe, I mean, somebody asked what type of weapon, I mean, not type of weapon, but what, like, caliber was it?
Yeah, that's another thing. I do believe, I'm not sure if shell casings were found, but in terms of how fast everything happened, it would be safe to assume that shells were left, unless he had a revolver. That'd be the only way shells weren't left, because the dude ran pretty quickly. It's not like he had time to, let me pick up my shells really quick.
Right. You could hear the running, actually, in the background.
Yeah. Yeah, so shells either had to be left there, or he used a type of revolver and the shells stayed in his gun.
Yeah. Well, what else? Do you have anything else that you think would be important to put out there?
I think.
I was gonna have.
Yeah, no, not
the other Desiree. I think Desiree is the name of the neighbor, something like that. Anyway, so
yeah,
similar. Like she was gonna call him, but then she had to go back and work some more.
Okay.
But I think that would be an interesting one, because she, she's right there. Like, they were probably sharing information and talking about it.
Yeah,
And she
I
thought she
definitely
was-
think it'd be nice to talk to a neighbor. They would probably definitely know more, or even the wife who was there when it happened would be great.
Yeah, I'd love it to talk to her. Yeah.
That honestly seems unlikely in my opinion, sadly.
Well, maybe she'll call in.
Yeah. I mean, they definitely could. But yeah, because I mean, me and my wife live out of state, so we were nowhere near it. I do know that I did see on one of the Facebook posts on the page that someone had recently moved in after the shooting, and there was another shooting there pretty recently after David got shot. So that's another thing to keep in mind is it's not necessarily the safest apartment complex. So, you know, if this is tied together at all, if maybe it was just, you know, someone that wanted to shoot. Maybe they were originally trying to rob, but then his wife was there as well and didn't account for that. But in terms of the fact that he didn't take anything or try to take anything, seems like it was kind of just a personal hit.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do know
exactly
the police investigation said that they don't believe it's gang related, which I don't think it is either. David didn't seem like the type of person to be involved in gangs or anything like that.
No, yeah, it just
I do
seems
know
like
his
somebody...
place of employment was the Chumash Indian Casino.
Yeah, and let's see where that is. Where's that located? How do you spell that? How about that?
CHUMASH.
I think I found it.
And then casino, yeah.
So it's kind of, you know, it's not real close to the house, but let's see, what is it about?
And then apparently, yeah, so he met his wife at that casino, and, you know, that's how they ended up meeting and, I guess, dating, and then got married. And then shortly before he died, I guess he had recently gotten a new job at Vandenberg Space Force Base shortly before he had gotten killed.
Okay. And what was he doing there?
I believe he was doing security at the casino. Let me see if my wife
Oh, they have a
knows what he
casino
was
at the Air
doing
Force
really
Base?
quick. What was that?
They have a casino at the Air Force Base?
No, sorry, at the Chumash Casino. Let me see what he was doing at the Air Force Base or Space Force Base. So honestly, sorry, I just asked my wife, and we have no idea what he got a job there. But it is possible that maybe, because I mean, there's civilian jobs on bases. Obviously, maybe he was going to be security for one of the stores on base or something like that.
Just kind of has an address like at an intersection, but is it that place?
Yeah, so it is right at an intersection.
Uh-huh.
So it's an intersection. It's on the right side of the intersection, and basically goes straight into the casino area.
Well, this one,
the casino is pretty large. It's a casino and resort, so it's got a hotel and everything.
Is it near the other
casino?
Is it near the casino he already worked at, the Air Force Base?
No. So the Air Force Base would be back towards Lompoc or Space Force Base. So it's Vandenberg Space Force Base, probably 35, 40 minutes away from the casino.
Yeah, well, I'm looking at it. It looks like there's this place with a bunch of solar panels or something. I don't know what it is, but I mean, it's at an intersection of like Highway 1 and California Boulevard, and that's where it has this pin, but there's like literally nothing. You know, it looks like apartment buildings on the left, and then Vandenberg Middle School on the right. Okay, yeah, so Vandenberg Middle School is literally right across from the gate to Vandenberg Space Force Base. Okay. I'm familiar with, I mean, that's where I went to middle school. So yeah, you have Vandenberg Middle School there, and then right across from it is the gate, the entrance to the Space Force Base. To the right of it is base housing and stuff like that. It is a pretty large base, so I'm not exactly sure where
he worked on base. I mean, there's a lot to do there. His dad works on base as well. So it is possible that maybe his dad got him a job on base or something like that.
It's probably possible that because it's like a military thing, they don't give the exact address where you can place a pin on it. You know, it's like
yeah,
here's
no.
an intersection.
I do think it just, if you were to look it up, it basically just takes you to the front gate. But then so there's that intersection there. Basically, if you head left on the intersection is the whole base there.
I see.
You see that there's like an airfield there. That's part of the Air Force base or Space Force base.
Oh, I get it. Okay, and as a matter of fact, Google Earth doesn't even drive over in that whole section. It's but there, I see the housing. It's like a whole community where people live, but it's part of the base. Right?
Yeah, so I mean, it's all base housing, and then if you go further down the road, I mean, you see a track. Different training squadron bases, a fitness center, a baseball field, and stuff like that. I mean, military bases are basically like small little towns in themselves. I mean, they have a grocery store, gyms normally, schools sometimes.
Okay.
But so I do know that the dad works there, so I think they carpooled to base once he got his new job there, from what I remember.
Okay. All right. So I guess that's it. Maybe we'll open up the lines for.
Yeah.
If you think of something else, though, put it in the comments.
Yeah, sounds good. I mean, if we ever come up with anything else, like I said, I'm going to work on my wife getting the video or picture from the ex or whatever.
Yeah.
Of what he sent before he died, saying that if something happens to me, it was these people. Because I do think that is pretty important.
Yeah, I'd love to see that too. You know.
Don't have it.
No, even if I can't play it
and
on
like
the
I
air.
said, I mean, I already know you said some people don't want to hear the audio. I would say just go for it, in my personal opinion. But especially because, like I said, it's unlikely that the wife is going to call, but it's still a possibility. But
yeah, I mean, I don't want to be in some weird place where people say, well, I didn't want you to play that, and then you know, my thing is when you're doing true crime, you got to put all the cards out on the table, even if it makes somebody, feel not great. They don't have to listen to it. Okay, the truth is they don't have to listen to it, but the thing is, somebody out there might hear something, and it also has the effect of making more people interested, and the more people that are interested, the more people looking into it, the better chance that it puts pressure on law enforcement or that somebody else comes up with something. You know?
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree. I mean, that was my whole reasoning with, putting it out there. I mean, I still have it on my Facebook page. I didn't take it down because I'm a brother-in-law, and, I honestly don't care what other people think about it. I want to do what's in the best interest of getting it solved. And having the audio out there is one of those things. So. Okay,
well, I might just do it then. We'll see. We'll see. I think it was your wife who wasn't really wanting me to do it either. So we'll have to see.
Yeah, I do know it's mainly because of his wife. Just kind of family drama involved with the audio, and honestly, family drama over this is dumb. It shouldn't matter. We should all care about getting it solved and finding out who did it.
Right. All right. Well.
But yeah, I mean, if we stay on this, I mean, I know Desiree's in contact with you, if we do get the pictures and stuff or whatever from the ex, we will definitely make sure we get that to you.
Well, I want to, what I'd like to have, though, is more of you guys just calling in and saying what you know, so that we can just keep continuing to put it on record.
I definitely agree. I do hope, I know you said the neighbor said that they had to work, unfortunately, so hopefully maybe they get some free time to where they can talk. There's a few neighbors there. I don't know exactly if all the neighbors know about it, but I'm sure other neighbors have information as well. I mean, those would be the best people to talk to, and like I said, obviously the wife would be the best person to talk to. But
she's right there, yeah. All right. Yeah. Well, we'll see. What was your name
Yep,
again? Your first
alrighty.
name? I think I.
Riker.
Riker. All right. Well, I appreciate you calling in,
Yeah.
Riker, and maybe we'll get to do it again another time with maybe we'll have multiple people on at the same time and sort of work through it, something like that.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right,
thank
man.
you, sir.
Well, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Yep. All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out. I mean, the wife doesn't want the video out, the audio, because she said it makes her feel bad, like a triggering thing. But it's like, well, my thing is you don't have to listen to it. I mean, it's not like you have to go out of your way to listen to it. You could just, it's already been out there. It was on a page for a day or so, and then it got removed. But I'm just not really sure, I guess we'll have to think through that. Maybe at the end of the show or something. Or maybe members only, huh? Yeah. Anyways, if you guys want to help support the channel, that'd be great, you guys. I really appreciate it. Thanks for people that have been. I saw Mama She 13 up there. Critter Lover Jesse. I should get a bonus for deciphering that. And Plato up there. I think there was some more before that too, but Wendy Van Rokel, Jessica Schubach, and Oddball. And yes, I'm drinking. I'm sorry if you don't like the sound of drinks. Somebody actually complained. I can't believe he drank out of a bottle when he was... So what do you guys think? Should I play the audio? I mean, to me, it's not. There's no video, so it's not really. It's just sort of graphic sounding. I'm drinking that electrolyte powder that you put into water. All right. So as soon as we get up to the $500 goal, I'll pay it. I'll play it. I'm just kidding. I said that on behalf of the trolls. Did you hear Gray? He said if we get up to the goal. No, you just watch. You just watch them. They were so ready to type something in. That was awesome. But yes, we, like I always say, this channel runs on the support of you guys, and it also allows us to give a ton of money away each month. So tonight's another one of those nights where I need your guys' help. We slowed down dramatically early on. So if you're out there and you can help support the channel, that'd be great. And I don't know if that person was going to match up to 500, but are you saying that if it gets to 500, you'll... Only, or can it be anything in the middle of that? Oh yeah. I don't know. I think I don't drink them all day. I just have like one packet a day. Simply Me and Donna Aldrich. Thank you. All right, Tammy. I'm not sure why you replied with that, though. It didn't make any sense. It's almost like you were trying to do a fundraiser for yourself. Oh my God, is that... Wait a minute, is that Quietly Frozen? Is that Quietly Frozen?
Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God! It's Quietly Frozen, Greg! It's Quietly Frozen!
Yeah, I know. I just saw it. Quietly Frozen. The coolest name in YouTube history. That's amazing. I haven't seen Quietly Frozen in a couple months, but before that it was even longer. All right, Kim Clark, Southern Mom, thank you. It's just Jonathan David and his wife in the worst moment. The entire life shocked and extreme. But it does have clues in there, I think. It's hard. Okay, so now we've got somebody in the chat that is refuting playing the audio. I mean, it seems like I should be able to play the audio, and you know, I mean, I don't know. Jeez. Don't play. Oh, how about if I do a poll? But I think I know. I think the winner would be. And then I have notes taken. I mean, that's the thing. I totally agree with the Broken Scout. See, when like Amanda is typing in up there, why does she have to listen to it? Couldn't she just not listen to it? Mm-hmm. Do you know the person, Amanda? Or yeah, Grady Judd would play it. Thank you for bringing awareness to such an awful case. All right, hold on. This is great. Hello?
Raymond, how's it going?
Well, who's this?
This is Sarah.
Sarah. You made it seem like I should just know who you were when you called in.
I'm sorry, what?
You made it sound like I'm supposed to know who you were when you called in.
Oh.
You're like, great, all right, yeah.
Oh, Raymond, how's it going? Can I get a boom?
No,
I was just wondering if you could do the "Can I get a boom?" but in the like weird girl mousy voice.
What was that again?
You know, like the female. I don't even know what you call that. I'm pretty new here. It's like it sounds like a mouse.
Oh yeah, Mary Lou. Mary Lou,
yes.
Wait, are you the Are you the one that we just unblocked recently?
No.
Oh, okay. All
I
right.
literally just got out of pottery class and I saw you were live.
Okay.
And I had been thinking about that.
But what about Mary
So,
Lou?
I just want to hear her say, "Can I get a boom?"
A boom?
Can I get a boom?
Can I get a boom?
There she is.
I was thinking
Thanks,
about
Mary
that.
Lou.
Hey, no problem, Gray.
Yeah, so there
Yeah.
she went. Yeah.
Anyway,
Well, what did
I don't even know what case you're covering. I literally just.
Oh, okay.
just
Yeah,
signed up to you.
we're gonna get back to
What are you
the.
covering?
Yeah, well, I don't want to go back through it again. I mean, we're actually right in the middle of trying to. You have to go. You can hit the rewind button and go watch it. But it's.
Is it Elias or Elias or whatever?
No.
Delphi.
It's a totally different case. No, it's not Delphi.
Vancouver.
It has it in the
Vega.
thumbnail of the video, the full name and everything. There's no difference. But
Trey, I just told you I'm driving.
I know. You'll just have to do. What you should do is hit the rewind button. You can go back. There's surveillance footage and everything. It's awesome.
I like to be in the live though, in the moment. I will. I usually do.
Okay.
I saw.
All right. Well, I gotta go back to the chat, and we were just about working on something. I wasn't expecting a random call.
Okay.
That had nothing to do with it. All right.
Yeah, nothing at all.
Well, thanks,
Okay, love you,
Sarah.
bye.
Have a good one. Bye. Jeez. That's where somebody should say, "What the hell is this?" Yeah, I wish there was a way to like midstream make it members only, and then come back out. You know what I mean? That'd be sweet. And then the part that's members only gets clipped out, and a new video is made just for the members of that portion, but it's not in the public version. I mean, that'd be such a great way to do it. Yeah. Yeah, but Karen, see, everybody is saying this stuff. The thing is, and this one, yes, somebody's suffering, but playing the audio, it's not like it's on national news and everybody's like, you know, you can't get away from it or something. Although, I don't know, I mean, who knows? Daily Mail would probably pick it up and have it playing. And but where is anybody else calling in? I mean, is she going to call in? I mean, I'd like to talk to Ashley. That's the wife. Yeah. Maybe I will just do like a members only thing so you guys can listen to it at some, like maybe after the show or something like that. What do you think? That way, you know, at least you'll be able to hear it, but it's not out there for the wider public to listen to. And then and that's sort of like a bonus for members who, I hardly ever do any like extra things. They just support my channel, and because I don't really have time to do special members only things. They just support the channel. This is Gray.
Hey, Gray. My name's Kim.
Kim?
I'm yeah.
Oh, hey, what's going on?
How are you? Sorry if I'm a little nervous / emotional. David was my brother.
Oh, your brother? Okay. I'm sorry for your loss. That's shitty. I lost a brother too back in 1986, so I know what it feels like. It's not. It's horrible, really.
Sorry for your loss too. Sorry it took me so long to call in. I was trying to get up the courage, and I was like, I don't want to cry on this podcast, whatever. But
yeah.
I'm glad Riker called in. That was nice of him. So David and Ashley got married pretty quickly, with knowing each other only, I think, a few months. First time I met her was when they got married at the courthouse, and then I don't actually think I ever saw her again between when they got married and the service for David, so I never really got to know her that well. So when the whole thing happened, my parents weren't super, pressing the police for information or whatever, and we were kind of told, since Ashley was the wife, that the information would go to her, and she wasn't communicating very well with the family, still really isn't.
She's pretty young, though.
So
she's so young.
Yeah.
It's like 22
She's
or
like
something.
21.
Yeah,
22,
21.
yeah. I think she was 21 when I met her. So my uncle and I did go to Lompoc PD to meet with the detective and his sergeant, or whatever they're called. And they had, basically told us they couldn't give us any information. We sat down. My uncle had a list of questions. And they're kind of like, we can't give you that information because it could, mess with the case or that whatnot. So after they got married, I remember David had sold his nice Mustang, and I kind of asked why, and he said to pay for rent. And I was like, okay, that's kind of odd. And so I kind of asked the detectives at the end of the interview, I'm like, did you guys happen to look into their finances at all? And they're like, no, why would we do that? And I'm kind of like, because it's your job. But I just mentioned that I had mentioned that David had sold his car. So fast forward to after the murder, I come to find out that Ashley drove a brand new Supra that she actually ended up crashing and totaling. I think she got a DUI possibly. So I thought that was kind of a red flag. Why did he sell his car? And she had a brand new nice car. He was the he's the provider for the family. She had recently just quit her job, I think, to go back to college. I'm not 100% on that either. It just seems like, I don't know, just red flags with, how she's acting about the whole thing. I mean, when the police told me that she hit the shooter with her purse, I was like, I just thought that was just like a red flag for me. I'm like, who runs up to a shooter and does, I don't know, it just seemed like an opposite reaction that someone would have. So I had contacted the detective via text to get updates, and he's like, search warrants, but I can't give you any, or there's updates, but nothing I can share. So then I think in January, he had told me that he was getting promoted, so he was going to be off the case. There was going to be a new detective replacing him, but basically that he's done everything he could do with the case. They're issuing the last of the search warrants, and that I should have information within a few months. Basically, they should be able to make an arrest within a few months. Couldn't tell me if it was one suspect, multiple suspects.
But they actually have people that they were interested in?
I mean, that's what he made it sound like. I don't know if he was just trying to get me off his back. I never heard from the new detective. So I finally reached out to a private investigator, actually yesterday, I think. And I guess he used to work on the Lompoc, in the Lompoc Police Department, and he said they're pretty inadequate at their job. They don't really like to pursue hard cases and blah, blah, blah. So he was going to, help me look into, the case and what we can get. But actually, I
would just
I heard
keep
you
calling.
tell Riker about
go ahead.
asking for a police report.
Yeah.
So I think I didn't know I could do that because they basically kind of sounded like that they were just feeding Ashley the information.
Well, sometimes
sometimes
they don't give a police report if they're still working on it. Like sometimes that doesn't happen. But I think you have the right that you can ask. I don't see why you couldn't get it.
Yeah.
But the wife might be the one that can get it. It's kind of you guys are kind of in a bad situation because she's really young and maybe doesn't really get it, like what she should be doing, and that's and maybe the police are even like, yeah, okay, that's great. So we don't have to really. She won't know that she could ask for this, and you guys probably will be left out of it, the loop.
Right. Exactly. So that's kind of where there's a little bit of a disconnect with us and what's going on and what information she's getting or not getting, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So,
did you talk to your brother? Did you message with him? Did he ever tell you about what's going on with this?
No, I actually didn't find out until after the murder. The neighbor that you spoke with, she actually got a hold of me on Facebook and, told me that, David was worried about stalkers, and she sent me the videos and stuff, and I was like, what the heck? I had no idea. And I thought my brother and I were pretty close, but maybe he just didn't want me to worry about him, or I don't know. But I don't live in Lompoc. I live about 45 minutes south of Lompoc. But it does have a reputation for being a bad town, just with the drug use and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Not that David was into drugs, but people do stupid things when they're on drugs. So.
Yeah, this guy looked like he was intentionally trying to be creepy, walking up there. He sometimes it seems like he just went there just to be seen on camera doing weird things to scare her, and then he would take off, and then he'd come back later. I mean, it's weird that he came back that one time and changed his clothes, the top.
Yeah, I noticed that. The top. He had the sweater on.
Apparently, that was the same. That's what the neighbor said. It was the same night. That he just came back like 30 minutes later wearing a different top.
Yeah, that's odd.
And then he goes to try to take the whatever it is off the Ring doorbell. Like almost like he thought that, I was wondering if he thought maybe he left his DNA on something, and then he was thinking that he needed to go get it again. Pretty weird.
Yeah. I don't know. That was strange.
Yeah.
So I don't really know if there's much more I can add to what Riker
what do you make of
told you?
That video you guys made with him, the AI thing, is that comforting to you guys, or because for some of us it's sort of weird, but I can imagine if a family you're able to it sort of looks like your brother animated again. Does it sound like him? And I mean, what do you think of that video?
So that was my Uncle Les's idea because he thought he's the uncle that moved me to PD, Mamba PD. He thought it would kind of generate more talk, I guess, about it because he said it really hasn't. He'd never seen it be done before, like with a murder victim, And he thought maybe that people hearing David's voice. So when I first watched it, I did think it was weird, but I also obviously I'm still pretty emotional about the whole thing, so it did trigger a little bit in me.
So they took a copy of his voice, right? Because there's places out there that you can do that. So like you had him on audio somewhere, and then trained like an AI, and then give it a script, and then it sounds just like him, right? And then right.
Yeah, I haven't listened to the actual shooting. I don't know if I really want to. Maybe down the road, but so I have no I didn't hear anything, so I can't tell you anything about that one.
I'm just kind of debating. I think if I play it, I'll do it on a members only thing where it's not like a public.
Oh yeah, I'm just saying I don't have a. If you play it, I'm fine with you playing it. I just choose not to listen.
Yeah.
At this point in time. Yeah. So.
So, let's see. So I guess you don't really have any filler stuff. You would just you didn't hear about what was going on until afterwards. But I mean, you guys have been hearing all this stuff since August. I mean, it's been 8 months. That's crazy.
Yeah. Exactly. I didn't hear about it till after, and I heard, like I said, I heard from the neighbor, and then his ex-girlfriend, who I'm close with. She lives in, I think, Virginia now, and her son Aiden. So they weren't here when this.
Well, you should see if you can get that video. Apparently, he sent her.
Yeah, so I heard you guys talking about that. I was actually just texting her yesterday about the private investigator. So I will reach out to her. She's obviously probably sleeping by now since she's on the East Coast, but I'll message her and see if she can send all that to me, and I can get that to you.
Oh, that'd be great. Let's see. Yeah, but make sure you don't quit bugging the detectives. Like, bug them every single. I mean, like, I would do it 4 times a week. I mean, just be like an absolute pain in their side until they start giving you some answers that you won't then be bugging them the next day.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good plan. I probably should do that.
Yeah.
I was patiently waiting, but now I'm kind of over that point, So, I can. I'll do that too. I'll bug them and then probably work with that private investigator as well and try to gather more information for you to get out there. I think all this is good, and thank you for doing this for us. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I mean, Sonia sent it. And I looked at it and went, wow, that's crazy. This isn't even, nobody's talking about this one. I mean, this would be like
it didn't get I don't even think it made the news. I think it barely made I don't even, I read it and it was like super short. I don't even think they posted it on our local news or anything, at least from what I remember. So like the fact of how much it didn't get, broadcasted out there is kind of surprising, but like I said, Lompoc does kind of have a lot of crime in there. Mm-hmm. But the detectives told me, they were like, this is super personal, like your brother, this is what I found out, you got shot in the face. They're like, your brother was shot like in the face and in the back and in the chest, and so like it's definitely not gang related. That's not how gangs run. So that's one piece of information they did give me.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a while since I talked to them, so I'm trying to remember the whole conversation. But I think that's about all I.
Okay, well, I mean, I'll do more shows, so you guys might have more to remember, and maybe if you guys came on, I think it'd be cool if like 3 of you came on at the same time, and you sort of talk through stuff and then remember things because you guys remember talking about it. I don't, like, sometimes I try to ask questions, but I don't know what question might trigger a memory that you all had of talking about something else. You guys would probably be better at that, I think.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. yeah, maybe we can coordinate something. I know Desiree's listening. I don't know who else, and Riker. I don't know who else. So from our family and or friends are listening right now. So
yeah. Well, I appreciate you calling in. Kim, right? Is that what you said?
Kim, yeah, Kim Clark.
Well, see, it wasn't too bad, right? I mean, you were nervous, but
Once I got over the initial initial introduction, who I was and all that, I think I pulled it together. I pulled it together great.
Yeah, you actually said your name right. It's amazing. That's a win. Thank God it was one syllable, right? I mean, if it was two,
Right.
it might have been. No, I'm just kidding. But, all right. Well, hey, thank you very much for thanks for calling in, and we'll just keep plugging away. I know that Sonia's trying to get me some notes that she's been taking. And I do have some over here, and I was gonna from the wife actually notes that she took in a conversation, so I'd be kind of interested to read these. You know,
Okay.
We'll see what it says. All right. But anyways, all right. Well, thanks for calling in. Appreciate
Sounds
it.
good.
All right. Bye.
Thank you. All right. Bye.
Yep. All right, you guys, we're back to the Lowell City. Back in Lowell City, everybody. And if you're out there, we have 0 members. This is probably the first night we've had where we didn't get any new channel members. So is anybody out there going to get some channel members? That'd be great. All right. 805, you're on.
Hello, sorry, it's Riker again.
Oh, Riker again, okay.
As Kim was talking, I actually remembered a little bit more information.
Oh, there you go.
About the wife being a little bit suspicious in terms of just behavior and stuff. I know people act differently to trauma, but I do know at one point his wife said that she basically feels like it's impossible to live up to David's standards for her, which could definitely put pressure on someone. I mean, I know you and Kim were talking about age. There was a pretty significant age gap.
Yeah. 34, 20.
David was what?
I think it was like 34 to
22.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So, I mean, obviously there's going to be different maturity levels there automatically. I mean, there's no way a 22-year-old has the same maturity level as a 34-year-old.
I would say a 22-year-old girl is more mature than a 25-year-old guy, but a 34-year-old guy, there's a certain point where you shoot up dramatically in maturity level, and so he's...
and I mean, he had decent life experience. I mean, he was in the Marines for a bit, and grew up decently quick, so I do think he probably had to mature. He had a kid at 18, 19. So those are all things that factor into maturing quicker. Another thing, conversation after David died, the wife basically was asking how soon is too soon to be with another guy. And apparently, so there's a place called Pismo Beach. It's 40 minutes north, maybe 30 minutes north of Lompoc. The neighbor actually saw her, the wife, at Pismo Beach kissing on a dude and was there with another dude. And I guess either the guy she was kissing on or the other guy had a gun. I guess the gun was visible. So
I mean, does the person look?
Piece of information.
Does the person look like could be like a skinny and? Does he look like that?
I'm not sure. I mean, I'm assuming it was probably nighttime or close to nighttime. I know a lot of people go to Pismo and have bonfires and drink and stuff like that. It's kind of a party beach at times. And don't know how close the neighbor was or whoever it was that saw her with this guy was to them. But it does seem like, I know it's 8 months, but for your husband to get murdered right in front of you, I feel like most women probably would not be out with dudes that quickly.
Yeah.
But like I said, people deal with things differently.
But sometimes at that age, I think you're sort of need some emotional comfort or something where You know, you're not going to
Yeah.
just be introspective. So maybe she just was like, you know, some new person would take away the pain. I mean, you could look at it like
Yeah,
that, but
I mean,
there could be
that's
some other
definitely
reason
possible.
too. Could be another reason too, but you know, that's the, yeah, well, definitely a possible reason, right?
Yeah, but yeah, just kind of
Weird.
overall kind of suspicious, acting a little bit weird. Oh, sorry, one more thing that I did remember. So the family did start a GoFundMe. Half of the money was supposed to go to the wife, half of the money was supposed to go to his son.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess at one point the wife asked for all of the money and was saying that she would just give it to the son, but isn't really in contact with the son at all or anything. So that was a little bit odd. I mean, kind of just fishing for all the money. I think they were trying to raise like 10 grand for her and for him, so they each get 5.
Yeah, some weird stuff in there.
Yeah.
See, you thought of some other things after you left.
Yeah.
What else? Anything else?
Yeah, I mean, I don't mean to like point fingers or anything, but sometimes that's what you got to do. And I mean, if people seem suspicious, they seem suspicious, and I'm sure the cops have probably already looked into it. But I mean, like I said, with the audio at the same time, I mean, she seemed kind of freaked out, but not super freaked out. I don't know.
Yeah, man, definitely some oddities there. It's just like I don't know her to know if that's just like she's just sort of like that, you know.
Yeah,
that's
I mean,
one of the things you don't know.
It's an overall. I don't think any of David's family was really close to her at all, knew her very well at all. I mean, like Kim said, I mean, maybe met her a couple of times. I do know David's mom said she'd come around every once in a while. One thing that was weird, I guess, David's wife's mother texted David's mother basically saying that David's mom didn't approve of Ashley, that she didn't think she was a good match for him and stuff like that. So got that idea in her head from somewhere. I know the mom hasn't said anything like that, but I know it definitely seemed like there was some possible strife between the wife and the family, since it's obviously not close. I mean, I feel like a newlywed wife would at least have some contact with the family.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, like, she didn't talk to anybody in that whole year that they were married?
Yeah. I think she, like I said, maybe went over to the mom and dad's house every once in a while. Yeah. But I think for the most part tried to avoid it. Yeah.
Yeah,
but
again, so
to
that's
be honest, granted, I kind of avoid that house. I'll be a little bit honest there. Mom does run a daycare, and it does get a little hectic.
Yeah.
Just a little side note there.
But it also could that's a kind of, sort of an age thing sometimes too, where, you know, 22-year-old isn't really, maybe she's not one of those ones. Like, I've dated women that are really, like, they like to hang out with my mom, you know, they would just be talking and chatting and going somewhere. But then there's others that are like, oh, I don't know, God, geez, you know. So I think they're a little maturity level too could be part of that.
Yeah, and I mean, like I mentioned before, I do still have the audio up on my Facebook page. So if you don't want to show it, if people really want to, I mean, they could just look me up on Facebook. I don't mind. Not going to accept friend requests, but it's just Riker Salazar. If people are really that interested in it, they could just.
I'm gonna watch my numbers right now and see where they go on my show. Okay, there was 453 watching. What's it going to go down to? Oh, it actually went up 10. I thought everybody was going to go bail.
So it's RYKER space Salazar, which is SALAZAR.
Now there you go. So now I don't have to do the. Well, I guess I can still do my a members only live and we can go over it.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to do that so you could analyze it, I mean, I'm sure if people do go watch it now, they'll probably say stuff about it in the chat or whatever. But I do know that at least gets rid of a little bit of hassle for you in terms of, you know, having to show it. If people really want to see it that badly, they can just go to my Facebook.
Yeah. Well, there you go. All right.
Yep, yep. All righty. Well, thanks, sir. Just thought I should share that little bit of information at least.
Well, that was valuable. Thanks. Thanks, Riker. And,
yeah, no problem.
We'll do it again. Have a good one.
Yep. Hopefully, if I come up with more stuff, if I ever get more information, like I said, get anything from the X, I will let you know.
All right, great. Thank you. Have a good one.
All right.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
All right. Even with Quietly Frozen's number up there, we're still not even at the low end of the goal, everybody. So if you're out there and you can help support the channel, that'd be great. Oh, wait, hold on. I just got an email from the wife, just seeing if I had any questions. So maybe I'll send her some questions on the side or something like that. You know, see what she says. Yeah, see, Cindy already went off and looked for it. See, she goes, I haven't left, Gray. Oh, haven't seen it. I don't see it. Yeah. Thanks, M. Jordan Jardin and Far Q. I'm not saying F-U, I'm saying, reading the name, Far Q. That was Riker on the phone. That's the husband of one of David's sisters, a brother-in-law of him. Let's see. Yeah, see, we've already, 20 people have already left. That's okay, though. That's okay. I've only got 2 new members tonight, and I didn't have to leave. You can open another tab. Oh, what she said in the email was that there was some stuff that was wrong and whatever it was, notes that Sonia took or something, so now I can't even read any of these. Yeah, so now I can't even read this long Sonia document because she has to fix it, and then she also interviewed with somebody else, so I guess I'll have that information later too. Alright, so how about maybe I'll just end this live stream and we'll go do our members only one. I'll use the same thumbnail and everything, but it'll just be a member, the exact same everything. It'll just be members only. Does that sound good? So thanks to Desiree, Kathy, Friedmaker, Eugenie, Peter. Didn't make the goal again, you guys. Unbelievable, especially with a Quietly Frozen that made up half of it. Eugenie, Peter, 1L Michelle, Jill Downey, Angela Beck, Lil Puppy Paws, Janelle Glover, Janelle Glover, The Broken Scout, Oddball, Jessica Schubach, Wendy Van Rokel, Plato, Mama She 13, Critter Lover Jesse, Donna Aldridge, Simply Me, Quietly Frozen with a double cat eye, Kim Clark, Southern Mom. Let's see. Oh, that's probably the sister, Kim Clark. And then Lil Puppy Paws, Far Q, Paulette Leonard, Far Q, and M. Jordan Jarding. All right. Well, see you guys over there in a minute. Have a good one.